Hi everyone. I'm just going to sit here and wait to see how many people come in. I never really ever go live anymore, so I'm just going to wait to see how many people come in. Once I get maybe like at least 50 people, then I'll start. Okay? All right. And make sure when you come in, you hit the like button, okay? You press that like button. Hello, Vina. Friend don't want to support you. Mm. If you want me to. Cause I want you there each night. And if you want me to, baby, that's what I will do. All right. Magical indigo. If somebody not supporting you, why you care? Like, stop. Like, I mean, turn your emotions off concerning that. You shouldn't care if somebody supports you or not. If they want to support you, they will. If they don't want to, like, you giving too many, you care too much. I will be cursing during this live. So, okay, all right. Hey, Nene, what's up, y'all? Uh, Dang, I ain't even got my glasses. Hold on, let me see something. Y'all, I got seasonal allergies. I'm going through it. Woo! Ow! Let me see. Who is this? Behazed. Hi, cutie. Sorry, y'all. I got real bad allergies. Woo! Seasonal. Dream, I hope you're doing well. I am. I'm doing good. Yeah. I'm just waiting for people to come in. All right. Because I rarely go live and I haven't announced anything. So I doubt if a lot of people show up. Okay. Because it's the only person that I'm being targeted for suing in my apartment building. I'm dealing with a Taurus. You're looking good. Okay. I really need to talk. Magical Indigo, you can you can email me at spiritualliaison123, right? You can email me if you want a personal reading. Okay? If you're going through something. I can try to help you navigate through it and see a little deeper into it. It's up to you. All right. Just check out the description box on some of the other readings. All right. It is so beautiful out here, y'all. I'm sitting by the water. Vena, you dealing with the Taurus? Second house energy, huh? You dealing with that fixed sign. Somebody, them Tauruses don't, once they got their mind made up, they don't budge. Woo! They don't budge, baby. Once that mind made up, it takes everything in them to change. I mean, woo, it could be 100 people around them. They be like, nope, I don't care. They be having them hooves in the ground, baby. All All right, so magical indigo. Okay, and this I'm not doing any tarot readings on here tonight. I'm not doing no tarot readings, so I just decided to go live just to chat with y'all. That's all. That's all. See who gonna show up and show out. All right, okay. The good news is that I'm almost moving. So now the what? The guy don't care because I don't give him a chance. Okay. Yeah. When Pisces go quiet, that do mean that they leaving. Yeah. They be like, all right, I'm out. I ain't got no more to say. Oh, you dealing with a Taurus too? Y'all be dealing with these Taurus out here? Oh no. Nah, Taurus good folks though. I don't know. I mean, like the Taurus that I've come across, they good people. They just like they don't budge though. They could the downside to them is they are so stubborn to the point they will literally cut their nose off to spite their face. So that's the downside to them. But most Taurus that I know are very good providers, and they just stubborn, like to the point of be irritating. All right, so let me see what else. What else? I've been good, Vina. I've been good. I'm well. Like I work a lot, so I rarely get a chance to come on live. But I decided to come on live this weekend because what? Because housing did fraud on my rent. Child, if I start with housing and what I had to go through with housing, you would not believe what I had to experience. Child, if I start to tell you, woo, honey, it was because of a jealous lady not adjusting my rent. Yeah, I was paying back when I was on Section 8, because I was on Section 8 at one time. Back when I was on Section 8, I was paying the majority and they were paying the small portion. And I'm going to tell you, but it was just a lot going on down there. So, yeah. Which is, I wound up telling them I no longer wanted to be. I voluntarily got off the program. It was just too much. It was too much. I voluntarily got off the Section 8 program. Yeah. So, yeah, I went through a lot with the Section 8. With the Section 8 people. And the sad part is, it's a lot of black women where I'm from. It was a lot of black women who were in charge of a lot of things. And unfortunately, we do each other the worst. We really do. You know, we just, I mean, as much as we holler that sisterhood and black power, I'm telling you, like, black women be dogging each other out for no reason, just for kicks and giggles. You know, you'll see they be saying mothers going through stuff. They don't care. They'll still do you dirty. So, yeah, I just went on. I started paying my own bills. Like, I mean, I was paying the majority through Section 8 anyway. They was paying a small portion. I was paying a large portion. But I just went on and said, okay, I'll just go ahead and pay the whole thing. So, yeah. And I don't have no regrets with that. I got off the program. And then I knew people who was getting Section 8. They was taking lavish vacations and, you know, like they was just hooking people up, you know. And then people who was really trying, it's like you got to be crooked as hell to make it out here. Because if you really trying and you trying to do the right thing, you get the short end of the stick. But if you doing everything illegal, then yeah. But see me, because I'm one of the chosen ones, God don't play about me, my ancestors don't play about me, I can't do nothing illegal without getting caught. So let me try and go out here and do something illegal here. Yeah, God be like, I see you. My ancestors be like, I got you. Yeah, so I can't do nothing illegal, period. It's just that serious. They treat the luxury people good, and in my house in the ish. Yeah, so I mean, just the only advice I can give you is do whatever you got to do to get your money up, so you don't have to depend on housing. That's the only thing I can do. Whether you got to go back to school to take up like a trade or something like that, whatever you got to do to get your money up, do what you have to do, because for real, I'm telling you, like, it's hard out here. It's so hard for real. Paying for groceries, paying utilities, rent, car notes, insurance, whatever extra curricular activities that's going, it's hard. It really is. I get it. So the only thing that I can advise you to do is try your hardest to get your money up the best you can. Hi, LaQuisha. Hey, hey, girl. Uh, all right. I was hoping, like, damn, I only got 13 people up in this camp. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it running. I'm gonna see how many people come in here. I never post. I never really go live. Um, Not portable. Because you can only move by a police record. What does that mean? You got a police record? Well, then that means some housing complexes, if some leasing offices, once they run your credit report and they see that you have any sort of police record, they are going to hold that. They're going to pay attention to that portable voucher because the landlord tried to send a tax. All right. So you was able to manifest a better situation for yourself. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. So what you complaining for? You don't have no reason to complain then. If you got in a better situation, that means you done leveled up. Leveled up. Leveled up. You leveled up. That's a good thing. Oh, that's a nice old caddy. I got all the vintage cars down this joint. So they said what? Get records of attack. Yeah. Oh. So just do what you gotta do. I mean, the thing is this: people won't be people. Just you gotta realize these positions that they're in are positions. There's people in the positions. They're people first, right? Whether you got some good people in every sector of every government entity, wherever. You got good people all over the world. You got bad people all over the world. This is a time for you to say, you know what? I don't care who's good or bad. Let me figure this out where I can get to where I need to be. That's it. That's all you can do at this point is look out for you. Because I already live in housing installed in the building. I exposed it, yeah. Well, the thing is this: once you expose something, you become a target yourself. And that's just how it is. Once you speak up, you become a target yourself. Believe me, I know. Of course they try to silence you. That's how it goes. Through intimidation. I've had all kinds. They didn't move. I moved in a building on a side street. They didn't even know that building was there because the person wasn't advertising. The landlord wasn't advertising to Section 8. But once I moved in, they moved so many Section 8 people had moved into that building. Like after I moved in, it was so sad. I remember when I first moved into the building, it felt like it was nobody else living in there. I used to be like, do anybody else live in this building? Within like 3 months, like the building was filled with Section 8 tenants. People letting their dogs shit all in the hallway, all over the front. You could not sit on the front anymore because it was so much poop. In the summertime, flies would be all over the place. They were leaving poop outside in the back where you could sit. It was just a hot mess. People leaving their dogs for days at a time, barking out of control. Animal humane rescue site. It was just a mess. So I moved out the building. I couldn't take it. Like, but yeah, it was a lot going. It's more than what I will ever say online because it's just a lot to it. Yeah, but they definitely, once I was on that Section 8 certificate and they knew I moved right there, they was sending people over there and everything. And they were sending the worst over there too. People who wasn't even like really caring about the place. Like just constant drama. It was so sad. Because you got to realize you got some people who are on those voucher programs or government programs who are really trying to get off of them and really trying to get themselves ahead and utilize them to as a stepping stone. And then you got some people who they really like, I mean, if there was somebody who who was a real estate agent who was receiving Section 8. And it was if you could have saw how this person kept their place, you would not believe that they were a real estate agent. It was a hot mess. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh wow, you sued corporate. Hey Felicia. Hey, you watching from Maryland? What part of Maryland, Felicia? Silver Spring. What? Montgomery County. What part? Howard County. Where you at? Quick question. My ex reached out to me after 24 years. What? 24 years? What? Let me see. I'm still in shock. How shall I respond to him? Because your reading I watched several days ago, and it resonated about a third party stalking. 24 years. Oh my gosh. You were what? Country Washington. Okay. Watch the count. Yeah, I'm not doing no personal readings tonight. I'm actually not even doing tarot readings. I just decided to come on live. But 24 years. My first question would be, what is he expecting to get out of this connection now? What is he looking for? After 24 years, you would think that someone has sort of moved on. Why is he circling back? What happened? I'm sure that his relationships hasn't worked out, Felicia. So oh, that was your first love. Okay. Don't get it twisted. I run into people from my past, and they stop when I have a conversation. And I give them a quick conversation, but it would never be anything else beyond that, ever. Because, yeah, like, we broke up for a reason. Oh, nice. But for me, it's different. Like, for you, it may be something where if you want to give that man another chance and talk to him and something like that, then so be it. You can talk to him and just see where his mind frame is. I'm uploading a video too, and that's crazy, Felicia, that you're putting this on here, because I'm uploading a video that somebody's coming to you telling you about something that happened in their past with their ex. That's what the video was about. And they're not telling you the truth about why they ended, why the connection ended. Damn, they're hiding something. So that's weird that you would put that on there. It's not weird, but it is what it is. Yep, my friend who came back after 10 years, it was the pride. Yeah, sometimes you gotta, I don't know. He's in Florida. Oh, okay. All right. You're in Maryland and he's in Florida. Why do so many people from DC, Maryland, or Virginia move down to Florida? I know a rack of people that move down to Florida. A lot of people that was in DC relocated though out of DC due to like the housing situation. But Maryland, it's like they did the same thing. And VA, I don't know, some people just don't mess with VA like they mess with Maryland. Or Merlin. Like I used to say Merlin. I'm from Florida, but I live in Maryland. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all can't even see me at this point. Damn. I was trying to let some more people come in here just to see what was going on. So y'all got to give me a topic that y'all want me to talk about, because I was going to say we could talk about anything. I wasn't going to do any tarot readings tonight, so y'all, we could talk about anything. Y'all want to ask me some questions about me, whatever. Y'all want to talk about y'all life. Y'all can put whatever y'all want out there. I was going to do a reading in the restaurant and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do it. I found a new little spot that I like to go to. It's really, really good food. So I think I'm gonna try that out. And I'll probably do like go live in there. Jealous baby mamas. They are the worst, child. Oh God. That is the absolute worst. I'm sorry that I don't deal with men with small kids. I don't. I don't. I do not. All that baby mama drama, I do not have the energy or time for. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, baby. No, baby. That's too much. That's too much. What? Why you have to cry, then to come when what? When you recover? I don't know. I don't understand what you asking. I've been getting gold digging and narcissists when I already left. I don't know. Y'all, it is so pretty out here. It is so pretty out this camp. Let me put my glasses back on because I can't even see past it. Can y'all believe I got my glasses with me tonight? Woo! I've been getting gold digging narcissists. So you need to change who you're attracting yourself to, like the type of people you're dealing with. You need to change that. You need to change who you're in a connection with. You need to change the type of people you're talking to. Your circles, basically. Okay? I've been getting gold digging narcissists. Like when I want to support, it's not there until it's better place. And well, if people only are supporting you when you're doing better in life, that's a red flag. They real friends going to support you whether you're doing good or bad. Yeah, I let them go. Then a new one came, but I knew. All right, so I'm not sure like what you want me to tell you because they said they were a great guy, but I saw it. So don't entertain foolishness. Don't keep wasting your time. If somebody is not acting right in the beginning, then that's when you say, okay, you know what? I don't want to waste my time, because that person literally could be distracting you or taking up your time when you could be spending time with someone who is treating you right. Okay? You could be missing out on a blessing by messing with a mess. Sometimes we have to reevaluate ourselves and see what is inside of us that attracts those type of people. That is so true, Felicia, because I had to do it. I swear I had to do it. I was, hey, Anastasia. Hey, Anastasia. I was sitting up here making myself available to people who were damaged. And you know why? You know why I was making myself available to people who were damaged? Because I was damaged. I literally was attracting, I was mirroring without even knowing it. I was mirroring the type of people who was going to send me through this, that, and the other. And I wasn't even paying attention to it. So when I started going through problems with them, and I'm like, why in the world am I going through this? You know, I had to look within. I was like, okay, like I've been in 2 relationships within a decade. I am not about to go through this again. Like, this is crazy. Because I thought to myself, I said, you know what? I can't even put them down because they got some good qualities about them, but they got some not so good qualities about them. So what is it about them that is making me feel like I don't want to be with them? Because I'm the one who ended those connections. They didn't. One of them I had to get a restraining order on it because they was not letting it go. So I had to figure something out within me, like, what is it about me that's attracting this type of person? You know, I'm not going to sit here and make them out to be the worst of the worst of the worst, because I truly do believe at that moment in my life, I was attracting who I was at that moment. Now, these are people I wouldn't give a second look to today, but, and I don't even know where they are today. They could be in a better mind frame, whatever. They were good looking people. I'm not saying like their outside was fine. The inside was the issue. You know, they had trauma that they had not had adjusted to or addressed. And so did I. I didn't even know what my trauma was back then. And I really feel like that they didn't know either. So one of my relationships, we was just trying to figure out who could hurt each other the most. Hey, what's up, bang, bang? Bang, 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 bang. Every time I see your name, I think about the Father on Friday. Okay. What's up, bang, bang? Yeah. Long time no see. But yeah, I had to start looking within. I couldn't keep saying this person is the problem or that person is the problem and they acted like this or they did that, when I was the person who woke up and went to sleep beside this person every single day. Every single day. Like literally out of 5 years, we did not spend one day apart, except when they got locked up one time and they showed me papers for that. But out of 5 years, this person came home every single night. Okay. So I had to figure some things out with myself, like, and they were not the healthiest person for me. So I had become complacent in chaos. Yeah. And, so good to see you too, bang bang. Yeah, so 11 likes, 11 thumbs up. That's right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. So the crazy part is we do so much to make sure other people are comfortable in this life, in these relationships. We always want to make sure other people are comfortable. And sometimes we're not even comfortable. And that's when you got to really question yourself and say, okay, what's up with me? Like, what am I doing? Can't keep always looking outside yourself. It feels easier. It feels good. I ain't gonna lie, for me, I was like, yeah, I can blame somebody else for my problems. I can say this is wrong, that's wrong. The whole daggone time, we both needed to look at what we were bringing to the table, what we was bringing into that relationship, you know, what we were both doing to each other. One relationship, I swear, hey, y'all, it was so toxic. I swear, me and this dude, we would literally see how much we could hurt each other with words. It was so toxic. I can laugh about it now, but at the time, it was not a laughing matter. We just both were we were both hurt. We needed to heal, like for real. And we were just both doing a bunch of stupid stuff. So, you know, as time went on, as I grew, and I said, you know what, I don't want to be in another relationship. This was somebody who proposed to me. I could not walk down the aisle with them. I still do have the engagement ring today. I thought about getting it melted down and getting it like turned into something else. But I thought to myself, I said, I don't want to walk down the aisle with somebody. We not even getting along now. You know, so yeah. Yeah, that's true. Hurt people, but toxic people hurt people, because I found out that we were just going at each other because we both were toxic individuals at that time. I can totally admit, hey, Miss Michelle, I love you too. I love you too, girl. I love you too. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, so I had to realize I was just doing, I just wasn't in a good place. And you can't keep blaming people when you're not in a good place. You're going to attract who you are. I don't care how, I mean, out nice little shape, wearing nice clothes, driving a nice truck, all that stuff. I still wasn't in a good place. Had a good job, all of that. Still wasn't in a good place. So it has nothing to do with material things or how you look. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I had to take a moment. I took a step back, and I'm gonna tell y'all, for the first 3 years of me being abstaining from sex, that was like, oh my God, y'all. I'm keeping this shit 100 right now. It was so hard for the first 3 years of me saying, like, after I got out of my last relationship, I said, I ain't letting nobody touch me. I'm not touching them. Like, I said something is wrong with me. I did not want to blame another man out here for nothing. I just did not want to blame another man. I just said, something gotta be fixed with me. What is going on with me? Why is it that I'm attracting this kind of person? Why is it that I feel like I have to accept this kind of person and be in a long-term relationship with this kind of person? So I had to look at me, and I could not keep blaming people outside of me for the mistakes and the decisions I was making. So I just it took, for the first 3 years, I just, like, once I got, and then, so, like, abstaining from sex is a whole spiritual experience. This is like years before I got into tarot. This is years before I got into tarot. And I just said, you know what? I refuse. I was like, I don't want to hurt anyone else. I don't want to make anyone else feel bad. I don't want to make myself feel bad anymore. I just didn't want to feel that way. I didn't want to cause damage to somebody else's life, to their heart. And I knew that me ending the relationships that I had ended in my life really did hurt those men. I knew it hurt them. But I knew I was not capable of being who they needed me to be, and they weren't capable of being who I needed at the time. I really needed to heal. And I'm being 100 with y'all. I can't sit back and be like, oh, he did this, he said that, he didn't do this, he didn't say that. I needed to heal. And I needed to heal away from a relationship. A relationship was not going to heal me, because my problems did not come from me being in a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it did not come from that. It came from me being, from my childhood. That's where my issues came from. And until I dealt with that, I was going to keep attracting people who were hurt themselves. And so for me, it didn't even bother me. I remember finding out that my ex had moved on to someone, right? He actually came and told me. He came to my house, and at the time he knew I wasn't with anyone else. He popped up. Me and him had that kind of relationship. He popped up. We were talking. We were sitting on my front one day just having a conversation. And he was like, I met somebody, and he told me her name, and we were just sitting there talking, like having a straight out conversation, right? And I told him, I said, don't send her what you sent me through. Please don't do that. I don't want another human being to cry like I did. I don't want another woman to go through what I went through. And I told him, I said, maybe you should have taken some time to heal from us, because he literally jumped right into that relationship after us. Hey Toya, too real. And so I just had to realize, like, I was trying to talk some real sense to him. And I mean, later on down the road, the relationship, it did what it did. But that's their business. But for me, I had to think about what I was doing in my connections. Like, I just did not want. Thank you, Toya, too real. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. But I just didn't want to be in that connection where I just wasn't good for him and he wasn't good for me. I'm going to tell you something. Like, I was bringing things to the table, but I knew I wasn't healed. I knew that I wasn't a good fixture for him. I wasn't a good person for him. And he had gone through some things in his life that he hadn't healed from. And so we were like two toxic ships passing in the night. Hey, I can laugh about it now, but at the time it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. So, but he has some very good qualities about him, and I'm not going to put him down. I'm not going to say he's a bad person or anything. He has some good qualities about him, and um, that at the time, I just could not. he couldn't he couldn't connect with me, and I couldn't connect with him the way we really needed to. So we just wasn't good for each other. But you just, as in this life, honestly, in this life, if you can be real with yourself, you gonna come across some real people. The more I started being honest with myself, someone to let me see, someone to lash out the pain, but it's not right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes people are in pain and they want somebody to take it out on. I recently ran into somebody like that. I shared that with y'all. I shared that with y'all. I had to kind of like pull back from somebody, get my number changed, all this stuff from a situation. Hey, bro. Hi, bro, Derek. What's up, Barry? So I recently shared with y'all, I had to pull back from some people. Yeah, somebody was desperate to be a part of my life, but they wasn't on an up and up. And then I honestly, I need to start making people sign NDAs for real, because they be trying to be in my life, and it be on some methodical type, unethical type stuff, trying to find out my business so they can repeat it to other people and all of this kind of stuff. And I don't really do too much out here. I don't live crazy or nothing like that. So, I mean, my real life, I already lived crazy back in the day. So that's why I don't watch reality shows, because my life literally was a reality show. I don't watch none of that reality show stuff. I'm telling you, my life was so damn crazy. I literally like being around peaceful stuff all the time now, because that's how wild my life really was. So when I watch, why I want to watch somebody else's drama and chaos and confusion, and I lived it. So people wouldn't believe half the stuff I've seen or been through. If I wrote a book on it, they wouldn't believe it. It'd seem like a fictional book. You wouldn't believe what I've experienced in this life coming up. So for me, I just had to look at the connections that I was in and say, let me take a moment. That's just what I did. I said, let me take a moment. And the moment wound up being 10 years for me. Because the deeper I got into healing, the more toxic I saw that I was. And I'm being straight up and on. The more messed up I saw that I was. Because I said, damn, look at what I've tolerated. And look at how I allow certain things to happen in my life. G1850, start now. Child, look, I've been started. You late to the party, baby. You late to the party, okay? Won't you tell who you really is and stop being a coward and putting G18 and put who you really are, okay? All right? So stop hiding behind a fake name. But I've been doing this since I turned 31. I did not want to see myself in a bad situation, because throughout my 20s, I saw myself in bad situations. Now, yeah, I went to school, worked, raised my kids. I did all of that throughout my 20s, yeah, and I traveled, party, but I made some bad decisions too. So by the time I hit 31, I was like, nah. Leslie, I started a new career at 63, and God bless you. God bless you. The realization is mind blowing. It is psychic, your mind. Yeah, psych your mind. It totally is. It totally is. It so is that. Okay. When you're going through stuff, you try to convince yourself that it's okay, that it's normal. And sometimes we have We could be that type of person where we could say, okay, this is okay, but it's not okay. Me, I started going through, I went through, so y'all know I went through a real bad domestic violence situation. That was back when I was like 22 years old, right? When y'all see my lip with that, my one side of my lip is bigger than the other. That's what that's from, okay? From the domestic violence situation that I went through in my 20s. Um, but as I got out of that, and I realized that I never really healed from that. I literally was attracting other toxic people, looking for someone to fill that void that I had in my heart, that I had in my energy, that I had. I just was looking for someone to fill things in my life when I should have been trying to really, I should have went from that situation into counseling. Okay. So I always, when I do these tarot readings, I try to give y'all real advice, not just, oh, just go jump from relationship to relationship. Take that moment for yourself to heal. Like real talk, real stuff. Take that moment to heal. Don't be a bleeding wound in somebody else's life. Like for real. Take the time to do what you got to do for you. Make sure that you're happy in this life and you're bringing happiness to other people and they're bringing happiness to you. Don't be that person who you're causing a lot of chaos and conflict because you're unhealed. And if you need, for me, I needed to take a step back from people because one thing that I started to notice, and this some real stuff right here. One thing I started to notice where because I was going through a lot, I was attracting people who had got comfortable with putting their problems on me and say, well, it's because you're going through a lot, so you're the problem. So I couldn't differentiate between my issues and theirs. But then when I started to get away from them and started to be around more healthy people, I started to notice that I didn't have those same issues that I was having with them. Same environment, same kind of environment, just different kind of mindset. That's it. So there was no arguing. There was no fighting. So some of the people who knew that I was damaged and hurt and needed healing and help was utilizing my trauma to their advantage. They were using it to their advantage to use me as that type of person where they could say, well, she's the problem and she's the problem, but would not let me go, did not want me to walk away, didn't want to distance themselves from me, but yet wanted to keep blaming me for their problems. So I had to start saying, okay, look, if I'm the problem, won't you just leave me alone? Why do you keep coming up to my place, inviting me to stuff? Why do you keep coming around? Why do you, so I started noticing that it was more of, I just need somebody to blame stuff on. And she has become an easy target because she doesn't know her worth or she doesn't know where her trauma is rooted in. Okay. So going through my 20s, and then by the time I turned 31, I was like, I'm not going through this no more. I can't go through another relationship. I'm about to take a step back that's exactly what I did, and I do not regret it. I took a step back and really started working on healing myself and stuff like that. And I started even like focusing on, once I started like abstaining from sex and not really focusing on these connections that were only sexual based, with my ex. And I'm not saying that they were on, because yes, they were paying bills and stuff like that. But I'm talking about, when I say only sexual based, I'm just saying like my domestic violence situation happened because I stopped having sex with him. I went and slept in the other room, and that's why he did what he did. Oh, you must be cheating with somebody. But he was projecting on me because he was cheating. So I literally carried that trauma into a whole nother connection that after that, so when I tell people that they have to really work on themselves, I'm not saying it as like trying to be preachy or like, oh, you need to work on you and you the problem. No, I'm telling you, because self-love is so important. It's so important. When you start loving yourself and treating yourself the right way, you stop tolerating a bunch of foolishness. I'm telling you for real. You stop seeing you start seeing stuff so clearly, and you stop letting people tell you anything. Just because they say that they love you, if their actions are showing you something different, you're going by their actions, not their words. And I don't care how young you are. But again, a lot of my trauma had a lot to do with my childhood. And so by the time I got into my teenage years and adulthood, child, please, the damage was done. And I was tolerating stuff I shouldn't have never tolerated. I shouldn't have even never got into. So by the time I turned 31, and I just was like, damn, I can't go through this no more. It was like in my 30s, that was my wake-up call. That was my whole little wake-up call time. And then life really set in for me at 40, because I had to go through my healing in my 30s. Life really set in for me in my 40s, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I started moving different in my 40s, and people hated me for that, so they kept bringing up what happened in my 20s. I'm in my 40s and people bringing up what happened in my 20s. They're not bringing up the healing portion that happened in my 30s. They're bringing up what happened in my 20s. This is the kind of people who I knew I needed to stay distant from, because they didn't want to see the change within me. They wanted me to be the person that they could blame their problems on, and I wasn't giving them that anymore. I felt this. My wake-up call came at 29. Yeah, G18, even though I ain't like what you said before, but that's fine. Yeah, but everything happens. Everything happens when it happens. Like, it's just, you got to get to that point in your life where you keeping it real with yourself. Other people may not understand your journey, and everybody's time is going to be different. Somebody else's time, their wake-up call may be at 25. Another person wake-up call may be at 45. We are not here to judge when their wake-up call come. I don't care if you 95 and you say, you know what, I did not appreciate how people treated me in my life, and at 95 years old, I'm not going to let my family do this to me. And if I got 5 more years to live, these next 5 years, I'm going to make sure that I'm treated right. So be it. Do what you got to do for you. And sometimes that means letting people go. That means letting people go who do not mean you well, who do not treat you well. And that hurt like hell, because I had to let many of family members go, and now they don't even have access to my life. I wouldn't accept them back no matter how much money they offered. I would not dare accept them back into my life. So it's just, I always tell y'all in these tarot readings, even if I can't relate to some of the stuff that comes out, I even tell y'all, like, just stay focused on what you got to do for you. That's the bottom line. If you can make yourself a better person and you're making better choices out here, that's what matters. That's what matters. Because I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, the choices you make for you to bring healing into your life is going to be the thing that's going to get you through the hardest times. When no one else is there, when your mom and your daddy, your siblings, your so-called friends, when all of them have taken flight out of your life, who you are at your core, can you stomach that? Me, I had to say, I love who I am today. I don't like who I was in my 20s, because I was following too many people who didn't have my best interest at heart. But I love who I am today. I love who I became in my 30s. When I started working through healing, and at 31, I said, I can't do this no more. And I started letting people go. I didn't care whether, man, when I tell y'all the biggest slander campaign came up against me, it was unbelievable. But in 2005, I got on my knees and prayed for God to reveal my enemies. A year later, when I tell y'all the slander campaign started in a way I would have never thought. People in my family joined in. My own family. Some of these were people I let live with me. So y'all think that I don't understand when y'all be emailing me and text and sending comments? Y'all have no clue. If I could write a book about my life, y'all would not believe what I actually, people literally wish death upon me. Did spell work on my life, sold my information, social security number, everything. Y'all, I done been through the ringer out this camp. And I'm still standing. That's why I be telling y'all, hold y'all head up. Don't let nobody shake you. Know who you are. The quicker, the sooner you can get away from people who don't mean you well and they always telling you that you're the problem, the sooner you can get away from those type of individuals, the better off your life will be. If you're the problem, they shouldn't want you around. They shouldn't even want to be around you. And they should be okay with when you heal, you not wanting to have anything to do with them. So for me, I just said, okay, I have a very small circle, and I like the circle that I'm with. They're go-getters, they're accomplished people. They have created stability and happiness and prosperity and peace in their life. And that's crazy that we mesh well. But I don't get along with the people who claim that I was the problem. That's crazy, because let them tell it I was a problem. But we don't get along. I get along with very peaceful people. I just don't get along with people who stay. It's just like they keep so much drama, it's unbelievable. But there's no accountability. So I want y'all to know, it's never too late. I don't care what your age is. I don't care whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I don't care. When you start to that healing journey, start it. Just start that healing journey. It's going to hurt like hell, and it's going to get worse before it get better. Know that. Because when I start speaking up and holding people accountable, when I tell y'all I don't have enough fingers or toes or eyelashes to speak on how many people grouped up against me, just me by myself. They grouped up against me like straight like that. Yeah. Spreading all kind of rumors. The government was involved. Doctors was involved. Doctors, police. It's so crazy, y'all. If I tell y'all my life story, y'all wouldn't believe me if I told you. So many people got involved in the lies without even knowing the truth. And a lot of them still don't know the truth because I never spoke on it. But I got pictures, letters, so much stuff to prove what I'm saying. And I never revealed that stuff. Never. I never revealed it because I wanted to see who was going to believe the bullshit. And who was going to treat me differently because of the lies. So this is the reason why y'all got to be on y'all stuff. Don't sit back and let people people going to believe shit. But you need to pay attention to who is quick to believe the lies. You about to make me cry just thinking about self situations. Yeah, real talk, Miss Michelle. I'm telling you, like y'all got to for real in this life. If I was a weak individual, because I'm gonna tell you, I think they wanted me to unalive myself. I really do believe that. If I ever write a book, y'all would never believe the kind of stuff that I had to face in this life. Stuff was happening in the legal field, the medical field, everything to me. Everything. Y'all wouldn't believe it if I told you. And but me, one thing I can say that my parents put in me, I will go against any fucking body. I will stand on when I know I'm telling the truth, baby, all I got is me and God. And I ain't gonna shake that for nothing. You can lie to your last breath. I don't care if you take that lie to the grave. I know the truth, you know the truth, and God know the truth, and I'ma stand on that. So it didn't matter to me for the people who lied on me or who knew the truth and stayed silent, because that was even worse than the liars. There were people who knew the lies was lies and they stayed silent. They could have been spoke up and said, oh, that's not true. That's not, but they stayed silent. Cowards. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not gonna tell y'all to do something that I have not had to do myself. When y'all going through these trials and tribulations in this life, don't let nobody shake you. Don't let nobody shake you and tell you that you can't get through this. I don't care. Don't let nobody shame you. Oh, you can't pay your rent. And so what? You better pray and hope you're not in my situation one day. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. So what? So this is a time when you find your strength, find your voice, and find out who you are in this life if you don't already know. And sometimes that takes you stepping away from toxic connections, and then really reaching out to who you are, connecting to who you are, and saying, who am I? How do I feel happy? What makes me feel good inside? And what brings me to my highest vibration? You got to ask yourself that sometimes. And the answer isn't always pretty, and it ain't always easy. You can't always blame other people for decisions that you made. You got to forgive yourself, because I made some horrible decisions in my 20s, and I had to forgive myself in my 30s. People still bringing it up. Years, I don't give a crap. Let them live in that time. I don't live back there, But I had to move on from that. And I'm telling y'all gonna have to find y'all strength. And that's what it's all about. You're gonna have to find your strength in these relationships. If you were in a marriage and he cheated or she cheated and they didn't value you, you're gonna have to find your voice and your strength to get through that. Who were you before you were married? Did you lose yourself in that connection? And how can you find your way back to who you really are at your core? Can you find some healthy things to do to change your mind frame from the negative to the positive? How can you bring health back into your life where you're not seeing? Because I came across plenty of men who were negative, but I also came across just as many men who were positive. So I refuse to throw dirt on men names and talk about all men. That's a lie. It's some damn good men out here. Some of these men been hurt just like women have been hurt. Some of them have been mistreated, taken for granted, just like women have. Some of them got childhood trauma, just like women do. So it's about you really seeing yourself and other people. And that comes out in some of the tarot readings, that you're going to have to see yourself and other people too, and give them the grace that you want to have. That doesn't mean you have to be connected to them, but give them that empathy and that grace that you want yourself. And that's real talk, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. I ain't even do a reading. In this live. Do y'all have anything y'all want to say? Since I was 20, I hid in my house because they wanted me to fight to lose my son. And I made it. Child, it was two sisters. They called Child Protective Services on me, tried to have my kids taken away from me. Cruddy, grimy, everything. Yep, I went through a lot. Child Protective Services came in, seen how my house looking, was like, what? They ain't even build a case. Child, look, people, I didn't went through some real grimy shit with some chicks out here. Yeah. Tried to make my life a living hell, so I get it. And paying my ex. Y'all wouldn't even believe half of the shit I went through. And they were supposed to have been friends. Child, but you gotta get to that point where you okay with you. You got, as long as you know who you are. Yeah, I didn't call you, that was the last thoughts, but everything said was facts. I've been through it all from young. I don't allow nothing negative in my presence. Yeah, G18. I feel you. For me, 50 to me isn't old. That's half of 100, and you still may have another 50 years to live. So that's not old at all. But I do feel like it's older, it's mature, you know. I wouldn't go back to my 20s if somebody paid me to. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't. I love being the age I am. So, and a lot of people, and all of that, the good die young bull crap. Don't nobody want to die young. You want to live your life and have a good time and experience things and stuff like that. All of that, the good die young, whatever. Um, yeah, so I want people to understand that that's fine, G18, that's fine. But I want people to understand that if you're, no matter what your age is, if you're in your 20s, your teens, your 30s, your 40s, tap into your, be real to who you are. And that may, being real to who you are may not make you popular. It may not. It may even get you enemies, okay? People who don't like that they can't take advantage of you, of your kindness, of your authenticity. But I'm telling you, being real to who you are gonna always make you sleep good at night. That's what's going to happen. You're going to sleep good at night knowing you being real to who you are, okay? And it's going to attract the right kind of people. It may not be a lot of people, but it's going to be the right people, okay? So that's the end of this live, y'all. Let me see what else y'all saying on here, but then I had to skip to the present live. Okay. All right, G18, it ain't no big deal. You know, ain't nobody holding no, let me see. You said I'm waiting for 50 people to come in, and I said 50 start now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was waiting for 50 people to come in, but I just went on and started. You know what I'm saying? So you right, G18. I didn't wait for 50 people. I wanted 50 people to come in, but I ain't even get it up. I'm looking at the number 21 right here. It just says, it showed 21 in here. On a friend gonna gone because I will have zero. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you walk through this life. I remember my grandmother, my father's mother said, if you end up with one good friend in this life, you're lucky, you're blessed. And that's true. That's true. You know, everybody got their issues. So yeah, it is what it is. um yeah, but make sure y'all treating y'all self right, and make sure y'all being the kind of friend that y'all want. Like, if you want a loyal friend, if you want an honest friend, if you want a supportive friend, make sure you're that type of person. um I don't play. I would never age shame. It's all love. Have a blessed weekend. You're my YouTube mama. Oh, okay. I love you, G18. No problem. Sending you love too, sweetie. Sending you love too. All right. So, but know that y'all be the type of, if you want that good husband or that good wife, make sure you're that person. Make sure you're bringing that to the table too. You know, make sure you're bringing that love, that support, that transparency, that whatever it is that you desire, make sure you're bringing that to the table if that's what you want in return. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I just wanted to go live with y'all tonight. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I can't promise, but I'm gonna try to go live more often, but it'll be with tarot readings, not this kind of stuff, but it'll be with tarot readings. But I hope you all enjoy this. Thank you for showing up, and I will talk with you amazing people another time.